the first time I was just given the access for this YouTube live. And let's talk about Manchester United. I'm a Manchester United fan. Is actually a very beautiful game yesterday, and the fact that no one saw this coming. Michael Carrick got 5 games in charge, and we have on like about 80% record, and that is something that we will be talking about in this section, in this live section. Then Michael Carrick coming into Manchester United, having a tons of fixtures. We have City, we have Arsenal, we have Fulham, we have Tottenham, we have West Ham, and from Manchester to London back to Manchester. So that was a very tons of games that people weren't seeing us achieving that about we achieved about 13 points, and people were saying we have get as low as 6 to 7 points or 9 points. But it's something we're gonna be taking home. Let's talk about Carrick. Carrick came into this team with one just so mission. He was um given the opportunity, like, okay, come make this team qualify for Champions League next season, and he's been doing fantastic, very, very well. He played against City. He left City side devastated. He played against Arsenal. He broke that record, and we were able to secure a win for the first time in about 8 or 9 years at Anfield. The last time we played there was when the likes of Lingard, Rashford were still in this team, and I think that match ended 3-2 in favor of Manchester United. But going into the Emirates Stadium with the Arsenal side, the best team currently in England and in Europe, then he was able to pick up that 3 points. A very dramatic scene is what none of us saw coming. Then we went back home to Old Trafford. Then we defeated Fulham 3 goals to 2. Another wonderful game. Then also before the last match yesterday, we defeated Tottenham at home, and I think Curry came with a 2-in-1 mission this season. He came with like qualify and make this team go for Champions League next season, and he also added that revenge mission into it, and that is one thing we need to also commend him for. Then moving forward, let's talk about yesterday's match. Nuno Espirito Santos, he has been a very hard nut to crack for Manchester United. So I'm not even surprised with all the way team has been going around. And since 2021, we've not been able to defeat them at home, and which is actually very, very crazy. And you know, one thing about Nuno Espirito Santos is that being in Wolves, being in Nottingham Forest, he has been a hard nut to crack. He studies the way you play, and believe me, if not for that super sub of Sesco, and they actually thought it was over. And if you look at the distance between the defender and Benjamin Sesko yesterday, you will know that that match and that goal was a very spectacular one. I'll be dropping it on my page later, the analysis of the goal, because it wasn't just an ordinary goal. It was a striker positional awareness, and it was at the right place at the right time. And thank you guys for joining. This is my first live on YouTube. I appreciate everyone viewing and listening. Then we move on. In my pre-match build up, I said something about dropping Ahmad for Sesko, which actually happened. Yeah, because if you check the last 2 games, it shows that we need the presence of a striker. Umbuemo is good, but what a striker is able to give, he doesn't have all the qualities. We needed the striker that has that area prowess. Yeah, that will be an area threat and be able to drag out defenders, and which has been missing, and we saw it missing in the forward game again. Then let's move on. When Sesko came in, Sesko was able to bring bring that kind of contribution into the game, which was actually very productive for us. But the only thing I felt Michael Carrick got wrong was he ought to have introduced Sesko earlier. If Sesko has come on earlier into that match, his hold-up play would have been very, very effective for us. And if you go back to that goal, Brian Mbeumo. Ahmad started that, but Brian Mbeumo has two options. The two options he has was to give Bruno Fernandes the ball. Going through Bruno Fernandes will be a very long process because Bruno Fernandes cannot score from that angle. He has to do two things, trying to like play a square play or trying to like make them foul in the box. Then taking that risk to Sesko shows the perfection of what they have been doing in training, and he knows the strength of Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko was a very fast player coming from nowhere and beating that defender to the ball. He wasn't even looking on the post. He just struck the ball. Thank you for the likes. When he struck the ball, then you just see he wasn't even looking at it. He knows he's entering straight into the post. Then when we talk of Ahmad, Ahmad needed to be dropped for now. It is not a crime and it's not an offense when a player is not playing well. The player needs to come from the bench at times to read games. It happens to Kunwa this season, and we saw what Kunwa was able to deliver to us when he was coming from the bench before being played again. Then let's talk about West Ham. I know this match between West Ham and Manchester United was not going to be an easy match because West Ham currently in their last four matches before playing Manchester United last night, they are currently 4 games, 3 wins, one loss, and right now we have them and Nottingham Forest. Before coming into that game last night, it is just only one 3 point that is different and that is make that differentiates them, which means if they were able to secure a win in that match yesterday, then they will have been able to go ahead of Nottingham Forest because of goal difference. But I'll tell you, they are the biggest loser in that match yesterday, and they are the most pained team. And no one saw it coming. Carrick 13 points out of 15. It is very, very crazy. Chelsea were also waiting for us to see the outcome of everything, but at the end of the day, we override and shadowed everything. Then let's talk about let's talk, remember we've not defeated West Ham at home since 2021, and I was hoping we could actually break that yesterday. But understand one thing: the managers will always not get everything right at times. He's human, and there are times his lineups and everything will actually fail him, and he will actually get it wrong, which happened yesterday. Yeah, because I was hoping he was going to drop Ahmad, then return Mbeumo back to that wing, then he starts Sesko up front, but that doesn't happen. Thank you guys for joining. Then let's talk about Carrick. Carrick has been very, very fantastic. He has done a very fantastic job with the boys within the past 3 weeks, and getting us 4 wins, one draw, 13 points in 5 games is something we just need to give it up to him, and the kind of motivation, the way he's been able to like integrate these players and flow with them needs to be studied. Then we move on. When we talk about consistency in the EPL, it is very, very hard for teams to secure like a to go 5 games without having to lose or drop points. But the way Carrick is able to do this, I'm surprised. I'm surprised because it's not easy. Even Arsenal has not gone 5 games. Within their last 5 games, they've had a draw, a win, I think, then a draw, a loss, and 2 wins. Then the next game will be played tomorrow. We just need to commend him. And I've been talking about it in some of my videos. We don't need to start criticizing all these players, all these prospects. We have Mino, Sesko, Dogu, Eden Evan, and the likes. They are prospects. Let's forget about the physique, but forget about what is happening to these people, the way they were able to chop up. No, that's not even the fact. Remember, when you were at that age, there are things you feel like you are at this certain age now, you could have been able to do that you won't you feel like, oh, I did mean I know better at this age, I would have been able to do this better. They are prospects. Don't let us be using the likes of Lani Yamal and the likes of every other youngsters, young prospects that are coming up as a yardstick for measuring these people. They are still going to come up, and I believe let's just leave them to grow naturally. There are sometimes they can be psychologically down, their confidence level may be down, and people that are just tuning in for this first time into a certain condition, a certain environment, they may find it hard and their heads may not be up as at that time. Thank you guys for joining, and I appreciate you all. This is my first live because I was just given the live access. Then we talk about Ahmad. Let Ahmad be on the bench for now. Let him come as a super sub. He needs to read the game. Then Ubremo too. Let's forget about the fact that um he has been getting the goals and everything. It's not just someone that has been on top of his game lately. Let's be let's be honest and let's be frank with each other. But I feel like going into the next match will be next weekend, and they have a lot of time to rest because there'll be no the EPL matches this weekend because of the FA Cup. So until next weekend, so they have time to reset, to rest, and get themselves prepared for the next game. And Mino, let's talk about Mino. Mino is a very fantastic player, yeah, but he's still coming up. He's still going to be at the top of his game. Very well, he's going to be at the top of his game, and he's not there yet. He still has a lot to offer, and I think Casemiro is leaving, but a wise club will give Casemiro a new contract. If Casemiro is given a new contract, every other players we are bringing into this team will be able to learn from him. And at the time, there are some matches that tends to be like the matches go colder, they go like a war front. Let's take a look of Real Madrid. Real Madrid this thing with the likes of um this guy. When Tony Cruz, Luka Modric, they brought in Adagula, they brought in Kamavinga, they brought in um, this guy, Chouamini. So towards the last years of Tony Cruz and um, Luka Modric, all these players, they didn't start them. Then they start the likes of they started starting the likes of Chouamini, Kamavinga, and you only see Cruz playing in those matches because the coach needed their experience. This is why I feel we need to go behind the scene, talk to Casemiro. They need to negotiate a some kind of wages that will fit and that will suit them, both the management and the Casemiro. Then we need to retain Casemiro for one more year. And let me talk about Lenny Yoro. I've been saying it. There's no bad player. Lenny Yoro is still going to come back good for Manchester United. And we saw the glimpse last season. At times, psychological effect and some other things may set in. And we saw how Dogu was able to turn his season around by making sure he making sure he gets himself a personal trainer, and we saw the glimpse before he went out injured. And hello, hi, Aruno. So we know he's able to turn a lot of things around. So Dogu will come out good, and a lot of things will still come into place. Thank you for joining, Aruna. And this is my first live. I appreciate you all for your contributions, for engaging on my post, for the views, for the subscriptions. Totally appreciate you all. I have longer versions of videos on my YouTube also. You can do well to check it out. I appreciate you all for the engagement and for everything. Then ahead of summer transfer 2026, I think there's a player that will be coming in. It's on my page also. You can try to like engage on it. I think before the end of the season, according to multiple sources and multiple reports, Manchester United will be signing Jan Diomande of RB Leipzig. He's 19-year-old Cote d'Ivoire born winger. So, you know, Ruben Amorim is gone, and the kind of formation we are playing right now, and the coach or manager that will be coming in will be sticking to the back for like 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. So this is kind of formation that requires two wingers, the left and the right winger. So the club feels like they don't need to wait for the coach or manager that is coming in to actually recruit players in that position. So Yando Mande is a one to watch out for, and the only street contribution is Liverpool. Liverpool is the only street contribution right now, and I think the way things stand, Liverpool does not want to spend an 80 million pounds on a 19-year-old player. And the one of the major person that will be championing this deal is Christopher Vivel. He was one of the he was the one that championed Benjamin Sesko deal because he has worked with RB Leipzig before. He has a good relationship with them, and from that 80 million pound, he will be able to bring it down. So before the end of the season, Jan Diomande may or will actually be a Manchester United player. Thank you guys for staying tuned, and I so much appreciate this. This is just a introductory part of it. It's just a brief section, and I so much enjoy it. Please do well to check out all my videos on my channel, and I do not take the engagement, the contributions for granted. I'm always here every day to keep up updated with Manchester United news and every other matters that is relating to the club. On tomorrow, on our throwback section, we'll be talking about one man, Liu Saha. I'll be dropping the introductory aspect very soon. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate. I'll see you in my next live section. And if you want more of this, I'm always on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. Also, I'll be tagging my Facebook and Instagram, or TikTok handle in my video, so we can actually also pick it up from there. Thank you for staying tuned. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Yeah, it's actually. Thank you guys. I appreciate.